In this video, we will be talking about a small leaf black tea made from the Jinshen cultivar produced in the Alishan high mountain tea growing region. This is a small leaf black tea made from the Jinshen cultivar grown in the Alishan high mountain tea growing region, specifically Ruifeng in Meishan Township. Small leaf black tea is a relatively new type of Taiwan tea. It became popular as a result of Red Jade or Tai Cha number 18, also called Ruby Black or Ruby Red, becoming popular about 20 years ago. It was promoted and somewhat subsidized by the government and promoted and marketed following the earthquake in 1999, the September 21 earthquake, when a lot of Nantou County was hit really hard. There was a lot of rebuilding, and that's when Red Jade hit the scene. So black tea became popular in a way that it hadn't been before in Taiwan. And as a result, the oolong tea farmers saw how well it was selling and began using their summer crops to make black tea. Small leaf is any type of tea that is different from large leaf. Large leaf tea includes the Assam strain from India. It includes the indigenous naturally occurring tea tree here in Taiwan. And Red Jade, Tai Cha number 18, is also within the large leaf category. In my perception, small leaf is the result of tea being cultivated over centuries in China mainly, all around Asia I suppose, and as a result becoming, the cultivars became diverse and they became domesticated, so to speak, and small leaf was created. So virtually all oolong teas and green teas, at least made in Taiwan, are made from small leaf type cultivars. And black tea is mostly made from large leaf type cultivars. Hence the decision to call this small leaf black tea. It can be made from any type of small leaf strain. Qingxin oolong is the most popular here in Taiwan, which high mountain oolong tea is made from, Dongding oolong tea. You can make black tea from Tieguanyin. It's not usually done because Tieguanyin is quite rare. And then all of the hybrid cultivars like Tai Cha number 12, Jinshen, Tai Cha number 13, Cui Yu, Tai Cha number 20, Yingxiang, those are the big ones. Also, Four Seasons Spring, which is not a tea research and extension station hybrid. That was a naturally occurring hybrid that has become quite popular in Taiwan, particularly at lower elevations. And now a lot of black tea is made with Four Seasons Spring. This batch that we just recently acquired is made from Jinshen, and also where Jinshen is produced, in our opinion, to the best quality, which is in the Meishan Township of the Alishan high mountain tea growing region. We source our Alishan high mountain Jinshen from this area, and one of our friends there has started to make some black tea with their summer or fall produce. This is the first time we've had a chance to taste it, and we're really happy with it. It's previously we had sourced from Lugu Township in the heart of Dongding Oolong tea country, made from traditional oolong artisans, quality made tea, which we were also quite happy with. The Jinshen seems to be more fragrant and a little bit more fruity, just a little bit pronounced in its overall flavor profile. Okay, let's get into the brewing part. I used what I normally do for oolong, which is a 1:15 ratio of leaf to water. I put 12 grams of tea leaves in this 175, 180 milliliter Gaiwan teapot, and brewed it a little bit faster. I started at 50. This is first brew, second brew, third brew, fourth brew, and I have fifth brew here. I went with 50 seconds, 40 seconds, 50 seconds again, 60 seconds, and then 1 minute 20 seconds for the fifth brew. The aroma coming off the brewed leaves as I was brewing was quite fruity and tangy, something close to bergamot or kumquat, that kind of, not quite sour, but definitely tangy sweet aroma. It's a little bit more malty now. The pot has cooled down, but there's still definite fruity aspects to the aroma coming off the brewed leaves. One of the main reasons we sourced from this producer was that they rolled their tea leaves into a ball shape as opposed to a curl or twisted shape. This packs much better and it just kind of preserves the integrity of the leaf more. And given that it was black tea, which is rolled vigorously during processing, the leaves are torn, the sap is exposed to the air, which allows it to oxidize fully. When you roll them, the little nuggets become quite small because the leaves have lost their full integrity. So that's the difference between rolled oolong and rolled black tea. But we definitely prefer this mostly for the packaging and the preservation of the leaves. Okay, let's taste. First brew. Quite cooled down by now. Substantial, thick mouthfeel, malty, sweet. Most of the fruity tangy comes with the finish in the aftertaste. A lot of flavor. You could easily go less now that I'm brewing it and allowing, this is the first time I've really allowed it to cool fully before tasting it. And as a result, I'm getting more of the full flavor profile and less of the aromatic profile because the aromatic oils are volatile when the tea is hot and are evaporating basically. One of the distinctive aspects of small leaf black tea in comparison to large leaf is the processing methods. Virtually all small leaf black tea is made from oolong tea makers. They have their own perspective on tea processing, and usually small leaf black tea includes some oolong tea processing steps, namely solar withering. Not always, but I believe with this batch for sure, and with our previous batches. This brings out, well, basically a sweeter and more pronounced flavor profile, and that's why they do it. And that's what distinguishes small leaf black tea from large leaf black tea, in addition to the actual leaf material. There is definitely more complexity in small leaf cultivars in general, and that's why they're used to make oolong tea. It's got a base of a black tea maltiness, but then there's just a lot more going on top of that, so to speak, in the flavor spectrum. It's almost tangy to the extent I am literally salivating in the back of my mouth and throat. So in my experience, there's just more, well, more complex flavor profile in a black tea when made from small leaf type cultivars. Let's go back to the 50 on the third. The visuals of the tea looked pretty uniform throughout the brews. A nice transparent but rich dark reddish brown color. Fourth brew, a little more like black tea, a little bit less complexity, a little more maltiness. It's maintaining its basic personality, but definitely subtly shifting through the brews. Okay, let's try the fifth brew that went for 1 minute 20 seconds. It is getting lighter, but it's certainly not flat at all. So I think black tea, because of the leaves being rolled vigorously, being torn, the constituents brew out more quickly. So you can go with shorter intervals and brew it more times. I would easily go for 2 more brews with this. 6 brews for sure, 7. Solid 5 brews using a 1:15 ratio. This is the combination of 1:4. Yum. That's my favorite right there. Really nice, kind of just putting, literally, first 4 brews together, getting a malty base that's really more substantial, but a lot of complexity on top of it. Wow, it's a powerful brew. If you like black tea that has a lot of vibrant flavor notes, fruity, tangy, sweet, malty, check this one out. We're thinking that the Jinshren does really well, particularly from our favorite Jinshren producing region, the Alishan tea growing region in Meishan Township of Jiayi County. So there we have it. Small leaf black tea grown at about 1,100 meters, produced last summer, allowed to sit until now, which is beneficial for black tea. I think this might be one of my favorite small leaf black teas I've tasted. So yeah, check it out, it's worth it. We might go back to Lugu in the future, but that's just for variety's sake and to learn more about the differences between regions and cultivars and tea makers. That is what we're in this business for, to experience tea culture in what we feel is one of the most alive tea cultures in the world here in Taiwan. Check it out.